Today on Great Places Seen, we visit the beginning as a newbie RV owner and how this rig came together on the road to new adventures. Come along for the very first ride. After watching many hours of RVers on YouTube, choices narrowed to a handful, and the best way to see them all in one place was at the 2021 Hershey RV Show, a short day's drive from home in Washington, D.C. Just about every trailer, Class A, B, and C offerings were right there, open to walk through and compare. Personally, New Camp proved to be the final choice, and a Tab 400 seemed to be the right fit. Compact with great amenities, easy to tow, able to go off-road, yes, with a bit of a relatively high price tag, but I think justified with impressive build quality and solid resale values. And you know, those are two things that appear elusive in the RV world, right? Light, nimble, clean styling, a tiny trailer was good to roll. And with that settled, a tow vehicle was needed. And storage, after all, Washington, D.C. can be a difficult place to keep a trailer. I didn't expect to find a lead for a tow vehicle while in Hershey, but tucked away in the far reaches of tiny section F5 where the A-liners were parked, I overheard someone talking about towing his trailer with a Porsche Cayenne. Intrigued, I asked him about it, and he told me it could pull 7,700 pounds. Well, I went home to do some more research. I'm in DC, I wanted a vehicle that was comfortable for passengers, could carry cargo, and also had the power I needed to pull a Tab 400, which is only about 3,000 pounds dry weight. While checking the value of my current SUV, a 4-year-old Cayenne with low mileage and a tow package happened to be sitting on the lot. Well, it would cost me a lot less than a comparable truck. With trade, the numbers look good, and yeah, I bought it. The Cayenne is very impressive, the engineering you'd expect from Porsche. It has off-road grab bars, 12-volt power available at several points front to rear, and the feature I really liked, beyond the tow capacity, is the height adjustment with the touch of a button. Every level changes the Cayenne's height by an inch. That's perfect to match up with a trailer. I venture to say Cayenne owners don't fully use the features they have available. Just look on YouTube. You'll see Cayennes off-road with Jeeps climbing rocks, fording streams, going way off-road through brush and mud. Yeah, it's not what you would expect to see. The first Cayenne debuted in 2002, and it was dubbed by company insiders as Project Colorado. In 2006, Cayenne began its winning run at the Trans-Siberia Rally, taking the top 2 places in the grueling 6,000-mile race. And in 2022, Porsche claimed 7 of the top 10 finishes. Well, that's more than enough for what I want to do, and in a bit of style. In December 2021, we were dealing with the pandemic. RV trailers were in high demand, and finding a Tab 400 proved to be a bit of a hunt. But I did find one in South Carolina. It was still in transit, almost on the dealer lot. And a couple of phone calls later, the Cayenne was pointed into the wind and heading south. It was a full day's drive from D.C., starting out really early in the morning, watching the sunrise over I-95, but, this was familiar territory. I used to drive this going back and forth to college, and it really hasn't changed much except for more lanes going through and by the big cities. I-95 leads to the calmer I-85, and there's better scenery through those trees. Yep, that's premium gas, but not as expensive as you might think. The Cayenne showed how well-tuned its engine is. It burns fuel so efficiently that it actually costs less compared to my old SUV that ran on regular. The ride roughly covers 4 hours through Virginia, 4 hours through North Carolina, and about 90 minutes into South Carolina. I think that's the first student truck driver I've ever seen. Well, you gotta start somewhere. There's Kings Mountain, almost to South Carolina. With a lot of road construction, that's one of the smallest welcome signs you'll see on an interstate highway. At least there's a more proper one here at the Welcome Center. The landmark Big Peach. They say more peaches are grown in South Carolina than in Georgia, which calls itself the Peach State. Go figure. Long story short, the trailer is hitched and ready to go. I won't really talk about the dealer because while the price was actually pretty good and they did winterize it for me, there was absolutely zero follow-up after the sale. Not even a simple thank you for buying. Really? In my book, that doesn't deserve any references for future buyers, so we'll just leave it at that and hit the road heading back north. The sun is setting. The first night will be spent at a small RV park along the way. Yes, newbies, there are a lot of things to get used to doing, and I didn't even take any pictures. By the way, I only had one GoPro at the time. I really didn't know much about using that either, and it's a wonder I have this much to show. Another couple of phone calls later, and I found a space on a storage lot at Lake Anna, north of Richmond, Virginia. The price was very low, and with every place else seeming to be full in mid-December, I was pretty fortunate. I never expected the three big pieces of the puzzle, a trailer, tow vehicle, and storage, to come together within 2 weeks. And now, with winter starting, I had time to keep the batteries warm and charged at home and collect all the accessories needed to get the RV camping experience going. The itch to hitch, as they say, was especially strong, and I was more than ready to de-winterize in March. So the cover came off, the windows were opened, and then I climbed on the utility platform and hit the bridge of my nose on the open window. Yeah, rookie mistake. Undeterred, and after spending a half hour to stop the bleeding, it was actually time to hitch. Nothing was stopping this trip. Full hookups awaited on a lakefront site at Shenandoah Crossing, a nearby vacation resort, a bit of a splurge in honor of the first trip. This 2022 Tab 400 with the Boondock package is about 18 feet long, it's almost 9 feet tall, it has 15-inch sport rims with aggressive off-road tires, electric brakes, pitched axle, aluminum utility platform, has 79 inches of interior height, very generous, 22-gallon freshwater tank, 18-gallon gray, 12-gallon black. It has a solar roof package that charges two 6-volt AGM batteries, an inverter, acrylic dual-pane windows, and custom Ohio Amish cabinetry. Plus, as you would expect, a lot more. The water is way down on Lake Isaac. Not quite what I had hoped for. But the weather's warm, and it's about to freeze, so the idea of de-winterizing is out. Oh, we have a beautiful day at Shenandoah Crossing's resort. Probably about mid-60s today. Tomorrow it's going to snow, so we'll see how that works out. But right now we're going to enjoy the weather. Still, it's great to be out and to begin to learn the trailer. There's a bathhouse nearby, so water's not an issue. What I really enjoy about this time of year is the temperatures are moderate, the nights are tolerable, and there are no insects. We're very near Charlottesville, Virginia, and we'll probably take a ride into Charlottesville and see what's there. Of course, the homes of Presidents James Madison and Thomas Jefferson are in the neighborhood, so we'll probably stop by and check them out. This resort is close to Monticello, maybe about a half-hour drive at most. Let's go! Thomas Jefferson was the author of the Declaration of Independence, architect of modern U.S. democracy, and responsible for the nation's westward expansion. The ingenuity of details and the overall elegant style of Jefferson's self-designed home is a reflection of a very complicated man who's still trying to be understood to this day. You can look this larger-than-life figure right in the eyes as you stand next to a life-size statue while waiting for the shuttle bus to the mansion.
We hope you enjoy your visit to Jefferson's Little Mountain.
Jefferson's fascination with the technology of the day led him to create his own innovations, like a weather vane that shows wind direction on the ceiling below. The entrance hall is a museum of items. It includes artifacts of American natural history, Western civilization, and American Indian cultures. Jefferson's library is extensive and was cutting edge for his day. The Declaration of Independence hangs in his cabinet, a room where he answered thousands of letters, recorded the weather, and managed his plantations while contemplating new inventions, often going to sleep on the adjacent alcove bed. It's also where Jefferson died. "13 skylights help to illuminate the home. The parlor is where Jefferson entertained guests, the luminaries of his time. Here, Lewis and Clark discuss their impending epic journey west with Jefferson. Busts and paintings in the room reminded Jefferson of the people who most influenced his thinking, including who he considered the three greatest men that had ever lived: John Locke, Isaac Newton, and Francis Bacon. Columbus, Magellan, Washington, Franklin, and Madison are also portrayed. The dining room featured Jefferson's built-in gadgets to minimize the number of slaves who waited on him and guests, including a dumbwaiter for wine and a concealed revolving food service door. Monticello took 28 years to complete, but even with all of its magnificence and clever features, elements of Jefferson's home remained unfinished when he died. Yeah, he had more ideas than time to make them a reality. Underneath is an all-weather passageway. And here may be a place where some time was spent contemplating life in the world. At least it had a skylight and was vented. In Jefferson's day, there were few restrictions for adult beverages. Meals came out of a large kitchen. And visitors are left to contemplate the Sally Hemings controversy. Along with the preservation of Monticello after Jefferson's death. Thomas Jefferson is interred here in the family cemetery. It remains active. Recent burials are evident. The visit is over, and apparently warm springtime weather is also about to end. This first trip is an early test of cold weather camping. The Tab 400 has Truma's Aldi system, which is being put to the test, and so far it's working as advertised. It's a hydronic system, heating a water and glycol mix that efficiently circulates through pipes and radiators to quietly heat the entire trailer. You know, if you've ever been in an old house with radiators, it's like that, except Aldi's radiators are compact and integrated behind the cabinetry. Without running water, though, fortunately the bathhouse is close, warm, and clean. I like winter. I can watch the snow all day long, especially when there's heat and food. It appears the snow is already done, so it's a good time to explore the resort and see what's here. Not that I'm taking advantage of all the amenities, I've got a lot right here. The lodge, general store, and equestrian center look to be the easiest places to see. This resort has a lot of activities, and if you're not camping, well, there are rooms and cabins you can stay in. Also yurts, which we'll see a little bit later. The general store is well stocked. Even with wind and cold, the stables are a lively spot. The horses don't seem to mind the weather. These guys will wake you up in the morning, and all day long, too. This spot has big trees that are breaking the wind. It's a good place to hang out if you're in the field. Back for an easy afternoon and evening with some good, simple food. This trailer may be small, but it has generous windows with big views, and that massive stargazer window in the back is really great. Another night below freezing, but it's just fine here in the Tab. I definitely have no reservation camping in the winter with this trailer. Although the rig remains winterized, I'm calling this Maiden Voyage a resounding success. I don't want to put the Tab back in storage, but I guarantee it won't be long before it's out rolling again. Thanks for watching Great Places Seen. It's an honor to share this adventure with you, and please consider subscribing so you can come along for the ride again.